Welcome back to the Naval News. Today we're going to look at the fleet tracker and see where the U.S. fleets are around the world, courtesy of United States Naval Institute. Go to usni.org for all of your U.S. naval needs. Let's begin with the total battle force calculator. Still remains at 295. I was a little curious about this number because we added the Ghost fleet to our fleet officially this week. So this number should be 297. But apparently the United States Naval Institute isn't counting yet unmanned ships as part of the battle force. So not sure why that is. I'm sure they have their reasons. I don't understand them. But out of our 295 ships, we have 104 of them underway. So a little over a third of the fleet. And that's the typical rotation is between 25% and 33% of the fleet should be at sea at any one time. The other third is training and refitting, and the other third is in like some kind of maintenance period. And you just cycle through those three events, so you have, 6 to 9 months deployment, depending on where you're going around the world, 6 to 9 months, work up. And then in between those two, you may have a maintenance period. And somewhere in there, you find some time to have some leave and get off too. But let's begin in Yokosuka, Japan. Here we have Major General Joel Vowell, commander of the U.S. Army Japan, meets Captain Fred Goldhammer, commanding officer on the quarterdeck U.S. Navy's forward deployed aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan, CVN 76. Look at him there. One CO meeting another. The Ronald Reagan is in port at Yokosuka, Japan, conducting its annual winter maintenance. The carrier will begin a 4-month selected restricted availability on January 13th. So that takes him through to April, which they'll do at-sea workup, and then they'll probably go on deployment again after that, I imagine, over the summertime. And that will be their routine. Everyone's a little bit different. In the East China Sea, here we have one of the Ospreys tilt rotorcraft coming down. Looking really good there. Those are quite impressive lift-capable vehicles. Elements of the American Amphibious Ready Group, or ARG, which includes the USS America LHA-6 and the Green Bay LPD-20 and the Ashland LSD-48, are underway in the East China Sea right now. In the Philippine Sea, here you can see Bosun's Mate First Class Anthony Coluccio, from Long Island, New York, heaving a heavy line on the fantail of the Nimitz aircraft carrier. Yeah, he should be wearing gloves. If he's got his hands on ropes, he should be wearing gloves. But he's a bosun's mate. No one's telling him he needs to be wearing gloves when he handles lines, because bosun's mate's life is lines. So he knows what he's doing. Look at how wet the line is. That's got to be cold. And yeah, he should be wearing gloves for that. Anyway, the U.S. Abraham Lincoln is a guided missile destroyer. I'm sorry. The USS Abraham Lincoln is a aircraft carrier and is with guided missile destroyer USS Spruance DDG 109. Made a port visit in Guam on Wednesday. Very good. See, that's the nice thing about Westpacs and just being stationed in the Pacific, is there are so many ports you can go to. It's a good time for any sailor, enlisted, officer, doesn't matter. If you can get stationed in the Pacific, it's worth a tour or two out there. I know a lot of people that once they went to the Pacific, they never came back. They're like, they just went from submarine to submarine out there in Hawaii or Guam. Yeah. Here we have Carrier Air Wing 9, based out of Lenmore, California, is on board the Abraham Lincoln. They have the Black Aces and the Top Hatters, Vigilantes and the Black Knights, the Wizards, the Wall Bangers, the Titans, the Chargers, and the Raptors, all working together there. That's the entire Carrier Air Wing. Carrier Air Wing includes helicopters. For those of you that don't know, sailors render honors to the America Amphibious Ready Assault Ship LHA-6 as she crosses the Ticonderoga and Mobile Bay there. That is a really cool picture. Look at that. Man, that's a big ship. A lot of Marines on that thing. Ready to go out and kick some butt. Here we have Destroyer Squadron 21. Looks like they're doing an at-sea replenishment there. This is the at-sea ship. We're on the bow of the destroyer looking aft, just to get you orientated here. So you can see there's the supply ship, and they're going to be pulling this line that's attached to, maybe a fuel hose or something that's going to be coming across to them. You can see they have many sailors and plenty of supervisors making sure everyone's doing it safely. These guys look like they're working the hardest. The guys on the end look like they're hardly moving at all. Matter of fact, this person here at the end, there's so much slack in his line. He's just watching the front guys do the work. And notice how they're wearing gloves. Yeah, see? These guys are doing it right. All right. Destroyer Squadron 21 out of San Diego is the Fitzgerald, the Gridley, the Samson, and the Spruance, all working together. That goes with that picture there. Let's move around to the AG&C. This is the Truman. Is out there. Carrier Strike Group. And here they're doing some kind of fire drill there. They got 2 fire hose teams. One, that black hose could be like an AFFF hose or something. And this hose here, this is a seawater hose, but it's not pressurized there. So it looks like they're ready to go. If anyone who has worked on aircraft carriers knows what this black hose is, put it in the comments, because on submarines, we didn't have this black hose. So I imagine that means something specific. Now, normally you would not use AFFF and water at the same time, because the AFFF is designed to smother the fire, and the water would just wash that away, the foam away. So you don't use both those at the same time. But for, fire team training purposes, this probably works. I do like these work pants that have the cargo pockets. We didn't have anything like this on submarines. That's pretty cool. I think the Navy's uniforms have gone a step in the right direction in terms of usability, functionality. They've come a long way. All right, so the Harry S. Truman is underway in the Aegean Sea under NATO command, just north of Crete, the island of Crete. According to CNN and Navy Times, Truman fighter aircraft are currently flying over Romania as part of a NATO mission to demonstrate their presence and resolve against Russian aggression. And here's Carrier Air Wing 1 is with them. Here we have bosun's mate handling airman Aljan Perez from the Philippines, pulls aviation mates third class Elman Ross from West Palm Beach, Florida, out of an aircraft during a flight firefighting drill. So he's pretending to be an unconscious pilot. He's exercising, pulling him out of the cockpit. Because even if the plane's on fire, they'll go in there and get the pilots. Yeah, it's a crazy, dangerous duty these aircraft-decked crewmen do. A lot of injuries whenever they don't follow procedures there. So Carrier Air Wing 1 is made up of the Red Rippers, the Fighting Checkmates, the Blue Blasters, the Sunliners, the Rooks, Seahawks, Rawhides, Dragon Slayers, and the Proud Warriors. Here on the cruiser that's sailing along with them, we see Damage Controlman Second Class Salman Sherez from Louisville, Kentucky, conducting maintenance on a hatch of a missile deck of a Ticonderoga class cruiser, the San Django. I've had a lot of people email me how to say this name, and I'm still not saying it right, but CG56 we'll call it. And it looks like he's doing some maintenance on the deck. You could see the rust has just eaten away at the deck paint here. I'm going to assume that that's paint, and that's raw metal beneath it causing the rust stain. This ship is about to be decommissioned, but she's in rough shape right now. I'm sure he's doing what he can to take care of it. But I'm glad to see the Navy, posting a lot of pictures now publicly about how much firefighting training they're doing, because just like every Marine is a rifleman, every sailor is a firefighter and needs to be trained as such. We learned that lesson when we lost LHD-6 in harbor in San Diego. A lot of those crewmen were young and inexperienced and not trained. And then we asked them to go fight a real fire. We're lucky we didn't lose sailors that day. But back to the deployment schedule here. Destroyer Squadron 28 is at sea, and they're based out of Norfolk. So we have the Cole, the Bainbridge, the Gravely, the Jason Dunham, the Gonzales, and the Royal Norwegian Navy frigate HNOMS Nansen. Very cool. Oh, here's San Diego. Looks like somebody just pulled back in. So Machinist Mate Second Class Cruz, currently assigned to Amphibious Transport Dock Ship Portland, embraces his son. Very cool. I love seeing pictures like this, because as much as we love going to sea and visiting other countries and having those Liberty ports, coming home again always feels good. It feels even better when you have your family on the pier waiting for you. More than 5,000 sailors and Marines of the Essex Amphibious Ready Group ARG returned to their San Diego home port on Friday, concluding a 7-month deployment to the 3rd, 5th, and 7th Fleet areas of operation. That is a long, long ways to go. I'm glad to see those guys get home safely there. And here we are Marines coming on. I love their, God, these ACOG sites are nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Taking their weapons home with them. I'm sure these Marines are happy to be back. Here we have Marines assigned to the 11th Expeditionary MEU. Prepare to board a landing craft. Oh, okay. Now these guys are getting ready to go. Not come back. Attached to Assault Craft ACU-5. Not pictured. The well deck of San Antonio Amphibious Transport Dock. Yeah, they got to get the equipment off the ship so they can go maintain it in the motor pool. That's what they're going to do. In the Western Atlantic, what do we got going on here? In the Western Atlantic, there's a Super Hornet here attached to Strike Fighter VFA-86. Receives final checking before launching from the flight deck of the George H.W. Bush CVN-77. Tailored ships, training availability, final evaluation, or a TAF photo. So, wow. So they're getting ready to go out again. Nice. The aircraft carrier is underway in the vacapes after departing Norfolk, Virginia on February 15th and wrapping up a planned incremental availability, the PIA. So we'll be seeing them deploy this year, I would expect, if everything goes right with these inspections and exercises. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, the U.S. Navy, very busy right now. Very busy, doing a lot of good work. Glad to see them operating around the world the way they are. And there we go again. Look at all the fleets we have out there. All right. Hey, this has been Naval News. Make sure to leave a comment below and like the video if you like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.